the sound system to turn it up. A little louder, turn it up.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the capital in the city of Bridges, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and Acrisure Stadium. Today, it's week 4, and we've got what should be a great one here between the New York Jets and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Looking to throw right away, Pickett. Pass complete, George Pickens with it. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. Heck of a start, a 30-yard pickup on their first play from scrimmage.
I would say just add that one to the total big plays he's already made here in the first month of the year. You've got to think the front office and the coaching staff have got to be excited about what they've seen so far and really excited about what they expect to see down the road.
So the big play moves him all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. Harris running straight ahead, and he stopped immediately there. The linebacker C.J. Mosley in on the stop. The Steelers at 1-2 through the first 3 weeks of the season. And they got off to the tough 0-2 start, but come off a very important first win of the season last time out.
And it's tough when you find yourself at an early season crossroads, but that's exactly where they were. At 0-2, they were thinking if we fall to 0-3, things can spin out of control. But now at 1-2, they shouldn't feel the need to press out there. They're now back in a good spot.
Pickett in trouble.
Fuck me.
Down he goes. Jermaine Johnson in there to record the 2nd sack of his young NFL career. And Charles, part of the reason they lost last week, they didn't have a single sack. Well, they changed that quickly.
Boy, did they ever. And it was something they talked about with us extensively. They needed to get pressure. How were they going to get to the quarterback? Obviously, they schemed themselves into a great play, didn't they?
Pickett and the Steelers in need of a big play here. 3rd and long after the sack. They'll drop to throw.
Fucking catch the goddamn ball!
The secondary, Charles, much maligned during the week. They didn't have their best game in the loss last week, but a nice play there.
Yeah, and I just know what they went through last week. I mean, ever since that time, the pride was hurt. They kept getting reminded of it in the local media, had to watch it on tape, and you know the coaches just got after them. They came in ready to play.
I fucking hate that.
And the Jets will take over 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Now Hall to start the drive. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. There on the tackle, Minkah Fitzpatrick. This defense for the Steelers, they were very strong last week in that win over Cleveland.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defense coordinator about their performance last week because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
And he'll
Dylan.
going out of bounds. Wilson to Wilson there. Zach to Garrett for a Jet first down.
The general manager of the New York Jets continues to make investments in the receiver room in this draft. 10th overall pick. They invested again, this time with Garrett Wilson out of Ohio State. Great speed, outstanding body control, really goes up and snatches the ball out of the air. Everything that you're looking for in a WR1. He gets the first down right there.
2nd and 6. No, scratch that. 2nd and 7. Wilson. Open man here is Conklin. And that's on big Mekhi Becton, first-round pick in 2020. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Ball again on 2nd down. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And they are going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. Partner, on my spot sheets, I highlighted turnover margin because we remember they turned it over 4 times last week. So another one here in the first quarter. This isn't the way they want to go.
No, not even close. And it's not something they even imagine because the amount of time that we know that they spend in practice talking about what they need to get done, working on it, showing them how to take care of the football, and emphasizing what it means in terms of winning. They got to just be puzzled right now that they're not taking care of the ball better.
So the completion good for 7 there, and it's 2nd down. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. They'll go option to the short side.
Let's go!
Take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Kenny Pickett, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Steelers take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. That touchdown, Charles, the first rushing TD of his rookie year.
I don't know that he's going to be Lamar Jackson or Russell Wilson or Josh Allen at this stage of his career, but he's got youth on his side. Those young legs, he put them to good use there, didn't he?
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They had the fumble on the last drive, wound up leading to the opening touchdown. Now they'll try again here, 1st and 10. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. The end result, 21 yards.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a first down.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play there, 2nd down. He's already put it on the ground once in this first half. There, no gain, just struggling to get going.
Yeah, and what he needs right now, a dose of confidence, which means his guys have to chop a hole, the big one for him, give him a chance to run a little bit and gain some of that confidence back. He didn't get it on that carry.
And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. They'll run with Hall. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. Now the Jets send on Braden Mann to punt. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin him back. Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10.
Pickett's throw into the hands of Pickens.
And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25. An option handoff given to Harris. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. The Steeler first down on a pickup of 11 yards.
There is simply no bringing Harris along slowly as a rookie for the Steelers. He was one of 2 NFL backs with over 300 carries and led all NFL running backs with 74 catches. Along the way, he set several Pittsburgh rookie records.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Only needing 2 yards on 2nd down. Pickett, he'll look to throw it. Austin is there and brings in another one.
2 yards on the pickup there. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot.
Back to throw, Pickett. Able to find his man, it's Pickens.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A big play that time on the catch and run. And it's going to yield a new set of downs. So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 as they're down to the 29-yard line.
What a great effort there. He's going to get this inside the 15, and they'll spot it at the 13-yard line. Nice run.
Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
Anytime you hear the term an explosive run, most teams I know define that as any run over 10 yards, and they got that and more. How about a lot of credit for the big guys up front? That offensive line firing out, creating plenty of space, and a big run ensued.
No dice this go-around. He's hit behind the line and taken down. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. So a nice chunk play running the football followed by that, going in the wrong direction.
Yeah, maybe so, but they don't seem to be that concerned about it because when you've got a big-time runner, you will trade a few of those for those big chunk explosive runs that he provides. Those add up over time, don't they?
And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers.
Najee Harris, his 3rd rushing touchdown of the year. And the Steelers go up by 2 touchdowns.
Extra point put through by Boswell. And that'll make the score 14-0. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. Now Wilson on second down. He finds Corey Davis. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. From the gun on third down, Wilson. He's going to look deep for more. And it's intercepted. The safety, Terrell Edmonds, picks it. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. And, Charles, you know, it seems like sometimes when you fall down early, there can be a tendency there to try and get it all back in one fell swoop. And that time, that thinking leads to an interception.
And I believe you brought up a really good point there, Brandon, because you try and force plays, right? You try and get all back in one shot, just as you mentioned there. And you know you're going to need some big plays to get back into the game. But ultimately, you really can't force what isn't there.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. This is Harris. 2 yards the loss, second and 12.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
On second and 12, Pickett. Flush to his right. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. From the gun, here's Pickett.
Oh, come on.
And now it's intercepted. Sauce Gardner picks it off. And he'll get this back across the midfield stripe and down to the 47-yard line. Becoming a first-round selection, and now here he is making interceptions in the National Football League.
And this is a guy that has all the physical tools, but the thing that sets him apart is what he's got between his ears. And that's the sixth sense for knowing where the football is going. Just an excellent play there to create the turnover.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And he is going to be stopped up at the line of scrimmage. And we'll have a stoppage as well as we have reached the 2-minute warning. To throw again on second down. Wilson uncorks one for Davis. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Minkah Fitzpatrick. And the Steelers are going to take over at their own 30-yard line.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
Try to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Right side, Claypool's got it. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll bring up a second and short. They'll run. Here's Harris. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
One thing I do know that offensive linemen like They like a guy who's carrying the ball that will take what is blocked. Not try and create a big play and maybe take a loss, not try and go where the blocking isn't. But if it's just all that's there and you just put your head and your shoulders down and get that, you get the respect of the big guys up front.
And they're going to get this up to midfield. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
And you know the Steelers like to see this, their new franchise guy showing an ability to create with his legs. Pickett's an underrated runner, and we knew from his time at Pitt that he could make things happen by keeping it himself. Heck, his run in the ACC title game against Wake Forest proved exactly that. He mesmerized the defense and the officials, and now we know that fake slide is something that should be called a penalty. No fake slides this time, just positive yardage. Nothing open downfield, and he had to get that one out in a hurry because he just knew he was about to take a big shot. Probably couldn't get his legs into the throw. Became an all-arm throw, trying to check it down to his running back. Incomplete.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Pickett sets up play action. And that is incomplete. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they like some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And with a little under a minute remaining, they may try to put something together here just to try to cut into that deficit. Throwing to start the drive, but that went incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Throwing is Wilson. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver Moore. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. On first down, Wilson. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Myles Jack. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. Boy, so another interception, CD. And it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Even against double coverage, he found enough of an opening for a noticeable gain. 2 guys on him, yet he finds a way to uncover downfield for the completion.
Had a bit of a lane there, took advantage of it. Give him 7 there on the first down carry. A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Off play action, Pickett. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here, he throws it away, and now it's 3rd. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Looking to throw, Pickett. He's got Claypool for a Steeler touchdown. Chase Claypool in the final seconds of the first half. And the Steelers would extend their lead here just before halftime. Boswell good with the extra point, and it's now 21-0. 4 seconds, all that remain here this first half as the kick gets away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And he loses the football a second time. And it's picked up by the Steelers. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And bulldozing his way through. And he brings it back. Can you believe it? An offensive disaster on the final play of the first half.
Just had to hold on to the ball.
Charles, they are putting on a show right now. I mean, with that fumble return for the touchdown, you think about the size of this advantage. Heck, it's a 4-score game right now, and we're still in the first half.
And that has to be the highlight, Brandon, with how infrequently we see fumbles return to the house. But if you aren't inclined to pick this as the game's signature play so far, you do have no shortage of alternatives to select from. This has been nothing short of a clinic, and as noted, we still have a half a ball to play.
And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The Jets going to get the football first, and they trail as well as we get back underway in this second half. Taking it about the 1. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
On third down, Wilson. Ball had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
Here's the Jets punter now as he'll kick it away for the second time. And they're going to fake it from deep in their own territory. And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off. They fake the punt. It doesn't work out. And the Steelers, they're going to take over an excellent field position. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. And they run with Harris off the option. And he'll fight forward on the straight ahead running for just a couple of yards. Second down. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll keep it on the ground. Harris again. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. That one a first down pickup of 8.
Offensive linemen are famous for doing their job no matter who's carrying the ball. But when they have the confidence that the person carrying it can break off big-time runs, it makes them block just a little bit harder.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. On on the give. This is Harris. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
68 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Some good strong running right there. Some power and some explosiveness just about got him into the end zone.
On second down, this is Harris. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a third down.
Sometimes you get all those big guys down there in one spot, and there's just nowhere to go. And in this case, the defensive tackle used his strength and swallowed him up.
On third down, here's Harris. And he's in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh.
Najee Harris
with his second touchdown of the game and 5th on the year.
And the Steelers open the lead up to 34-0. On third down and short and everything well executed, he not only gets the first down, Charles, he gets the touchdown as well.
And you see the defense commit to the run so often in these situations. There's always that little bit of hesitancy, isn't there, partner? Thinking that they may play action you. They took advantage of that hesitancy and found their way into the end zone with a running play.
Now, the PAT would extend their lead, but there is a flag on the play. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield.
From the 6. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive.
Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. Or win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles. But I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
And he'll have a Jets first down as he's got this up to about the 34-yard line.
First downs have not come easy, and neither have runs like this throughout this game.
Absolutely not. He finally felt like, whoa, a sigh of relief. We got something going in the running game. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now it's Wilson.
He's got the connection to Moore.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That one good for 37 yards. Now, look, you're not going to be able to get this all back at once, but that certainly helps.
So you're saying 3 yards in the cloud of dust, not the strategy?
I go aerial attack.
Yeah, I think that's what has to happen. And if you're going to run it, you need to break off big chunks. We just saw a big play right there. They need plenty of those.
And he will find his man on the outside. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. Add this gain to the last one, and they move the ball over 50 yards in 2 plays. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. And this is going to be incomplete.
Well, partner, they've certainly played up to their top 10 defensive ranking this week. They've stifled this opposing offense throughout this game. This contest is now lopsided because of their efforts, and there's still a quarter to go.
A 2nd and 10 forthcoming here. Third quarter action in the Steel City of Pittsburgh, PA.
Here's Wilson. Got a man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jets.
Garrett Wilson
A 12-yard touchdown grab.
And the Jets are able to at least get one score back.
Now Greg Zuerlein on for the extra point. And he converts, and it cuts the lead to 35-7. Now after the touchdown, it's Zuerlein. He'll kick it away. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
Still well in control of this ball game despite giving up that touchdown a moment ago. They'll start the drive with Harris. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. Second down. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Pickett.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Harris. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. The Jets will bring in a nickel set here as they try to stop this third down.
Working out of the gun, it's Pickett.
On the right side, this is Austin with a catch. So give him 2 yards there on the completion. And that'll bring up 4th down. The Steelers send out their punter now as he's on here to punt it away. Fair catch called for and made, but now we'll have to see about the penalty. Football 101, you've got to let the guy catch the ball.
You have to know the ball is there. You have to know it's arrived. Otherwise, you're going to get flagged every time.
Now it's 1st and 10 after a costly penalty there on 4th down.
Out of the gun, they run it with Hall.
And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. On 2nd and 9, Wilson targeting Moore, and he's got him on the crossing pattern. And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. On the draw, it's Hall. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Wilson. He finds his man, complete. It's Wilson.
And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
This offense on third down today, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and 5.
On third down, here's Hall.
A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
I think it's pretty evident we can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Here we go. It's Wilson on 4th down. And he's got a man, Corey Davis.
And he is going to have a Jets first down as the defense nowhere to be found there. A gain of 20 on 4th down.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw.
Outright, he's got Ruckert.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. So the completion good for 6 yards, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Back to the ground with Hall.
And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. A 5-yard gain there makes it 1st and goal. So a decent deficit at this stage in the second half. 4-down territory?
No doubt about it. There's not a chance that he hasn't looked ahead and said, okay, if we gain yardage on this play, this is what we'll do going forward. If we lose yardage, this is the play call that I'll have ready.
And this will be caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Jets.
Jeremy Ruckert
with his first career NFL touchdown.
And the Jets get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit.
Zuerlein connects on the extra point, and that'll cut the lead back down to 21. Now after the touchdown, it's Zuerlein. He'll kick it away.
Fields it right around the goal line. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive.
It's been a dominant performance to this point, Charles, and this is probably exactly how they scripted this and envisioned it. They got a 3-score lead, 4th quarter, and a chance if they want to continue to pour it on here.
It is their call, isn't it? I mean, the way that they have taken on this game and the way that they have carried this game and have dominated this game, you're exactly right. Do what you want down the stretch. We are in the era of, hey, if you don't want us to do this to you, then you...
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
Picked up by Jordan Whitehead.
And the Jets are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line.
Good starting position for the Jets as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. After the interception, here's Wilson, escaping the pressure right toward the sideline, and look at that catch, dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. That's good for 28 yards. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. Wilson.
They'll set up the screen for Hall.
And he's got some space here. So they hit pay dirt, but don't count it yet. There's laundry on the field. We'll see what the penalty flag is about. So take away the touchdown. It's kind of been one of those games for these guys.
I think it's safe to say that that type of a play just added to their misery, right?
They go play action with Wilson. To the right side, and he's got more complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 23 yards on the play.
Well, those are the types of plays they probably wish they had made more of in the first 3 quarters. And this deficit going to be tough to overcome here in the 4th. But a nice first down and a pickup on that throw.
Yeah, and this is where as coaches, you're looking for effort and execution, even though the scoreboard is going against you. You want to find out who's going to fight, who's going to scrap. He's going to keep their heads up and continue to play.
They'll throw on first down with Wilson. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. The safety, Terrell Edmonds, picks it.
And the Steelers are going to take over at their own 2-yard line. Well, field goals probably aren't going to cut it at this point. This was touchdown or bust, and unfortunately for them, it turned out to be bust.
Yeah, they're feeling like they've got to force the issue here. Maybe take some chances they wouldn't have earlier in the game. But give credit to this defense. They've really stood tall throughout, and they come up with the interception in the end zone.
And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. 2nd down coming up.
And while they hope to continue this drive, it's really already mission accomplished. They've given enough space now that they have to pump the ball. They've done so with that first run.
And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
I think it's fairly safe to call this game over, but they're still trying to bomb it downfield and add to their lead. Almost makes you start to feel for the defense and root for them a little bit, too.
They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on 3rd down.
Pickett will look to throw it here.
Here's Johnson with a reception. And he'll be taken down, but they've got this one up to the 35-yard line. Give him 30 yards there.
No let up in this passing game. They've been a well-oiled machine throughout. And actually saw a few guys on the sidelines at the end of the 3rd quarter doing the old hold up 4 fingers college sign, meaning the 4th quarter is ours. And they certainly weren't.
When it's intercepted, they got Pickett for the 3rd time in this game.
And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Jet touchdown. This game's still fairly well in hand, but I think now you go conservative, don't you? Go into your shell and just run the football?
I think you have to, but you also have to tell your backs, make sure you're really protecting the football because you're going to run into a stacked defensive front, which is why they were throwing the football before, trying to make sure they just get their backs, really beat up in that situation. Now, good luck to them.
This one fielded at the 5.
The Steelers take over first and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
Now they are really in the driver's seat here, enjoying this lead late in the 4th quarter. The defense does have all 3 timeouts, but at this point, doesn't look like it's going to matter much.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Completing it to the right side, Johnson.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
It's a gain of 34.
In a spot where most offenses would just be trying to get to the finish line and close this game out, they're still looking for points here in the final minute of this game. I think bonuses could be gained and attained with maybe more points.
And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
So this one in the win column for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And they were really helped by their defense, forcing 3 turnovers.
I think what we saw in this one, today's defense. And what I mean by that is in the old days, pitching shutouts was big time. That was paramount. But the big thing was holding people down, holding down their yardage, right? Don't let them throw the ball through the air and gain a lot of... But now, it's about taking the ball away, taking away possessions, getting the ball back for their offense. They had 3 takeaways in this one, and it led them to victory.
So for Pittsburgh, it'll be a 500 start as the win gets them back to 2-2. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Buffalo Bills. Meanwhile, for the Jets, they'll sink now to 0-4. And they will be at home next week to take on the Miami Dolphins.
time I do it, I just have to do it beautiful. I can't let this moment pass. Yeah, I know my time is now. Know my mama proud of me, and my grandma smiling down. Every time I turn it up, whole crowd be wildin' out. Matter of fact, let me see your hands. Look, I saw my shot and I took it. I couldn't do it different. Couldn't afford to stop and go. I had to